All right, you're welcome back again to our data science practical implementation. This is module 3, and we'll be looking at exploratory data analysis practical implementation. Right. So this notebook we are dealing with now is a hand-on companion to the module 3 slides we just finished earlier, which dealt with the explanation of what EDE or EDA is all about. So we pick up exactly where we stop in module 2, and with customer purchase claim process fee, and build the real univariate, bivariate, and group chart that we were only previewed conceptually in the slides. Now, the data we are looking at as being claimed, okay? If you remember, we did that in previous practical implementation. So the data is here. This is a clean copy, right? Data. This is a clean copy of our customer purchase claim we saved last time, right? So this is a clean copy of it, right? So we have our data. So now we are now left with only 320 data, 320 rows, right? We are left 320 records now. So that's what and you can see that everything is now orderly arranged. You can see everything is clean, right? See the region, see the date is uniform, right? See the purchase amount, the is active, the strong, everything is in good order, right? So that is that for now. So let's move on. Here we are going to be running the practical implementation and see how we can explore our data step by step, looking at a different variety of patterns in the data. So let us first, as usual, we import our pandas and our numpy, our matplotlib, and we also had an additional library called Seaborn. Seaborn is used to display plots, charts. Okay, so we have set the Seaborn theme to the white grid so that they can have a white background grid, that graph. So we want it to be grid. So there are other options you can use there, other style, so we can do that. So this is see what we set previously of our panda. So set option to display maximum norm so that you can see all the columns in our data set when we need them. So we can run this first, move on. All right, so loading our clean data now. So no loading and cleaning is this time. That is that the point of doing it once properly. In module 2, we just read it also. It has been done before, so we just call it from here. Can you see? So now we are now calling purchase customer purchase claim now. So we don't need to do so. We are passing our send up date there. So we print our shape and see how it look like. And so this is what we have. 20 by 8 rows now. I it's only by 7 rows, but one is added. All right, so which is a past sign up date. So this is what we have now. Okay. So when you say add, when you print add, so just see first 5 rows by default. So you can see exactly what we have now. First 5 rows by default. You can see the date in proper order. Everything is proper order. All right. So a quick sanity check before we dive in now. The cleaning module from module 2 should already show 0 missing values and 0 duplicates. So you can confirm that also by running our print missing value. If is DNA, is NA, some should show. Also, if any duplicates, it should show what to see. So no missing value and no duplicates. All right. So univariate analysis check now, one variable at a time, according to what we discussed in our slide. We're starting with the 2 numerical columns, purchase and age. All right, so we run this first. So we run this, we can see that we can discover. So this is just a plot which I've done before. If you go, okay. So this axis now, we are calling a macro library to get a plot for us. Okay, we are creating two plots now, right? So 11 by 4 in size, 1 and 2. So you can see we have histogram now. So we are calling our purchase date, purchase amount, and also our age group. So that's what we are using. So you can see here, purchase amount is giving us this, and the age distribution is giving us this. The age distribution look as if it's distributed, but not really, not that much. Age looks roughly symmetric. You can see, okay. No surprise since mode 5, according to that data, Telegram check said the same thing. So purchase amount is a different story. Okay, almost every bar is closed, crushed against the left edge. With this will be mode 2, sorry, mode 2, not mode 5. Okay, with long empty stretch out of the outlier. So we flag in mode 2. So let's confirm that numerically. So if you run this now, numerically we can see that the purchase scale to 8.11 and the age skewness is 0.04 negatively. So this, which is very close to 0. The scale close to 0 is perfectly symmetric actually, and it's close to it. And we see that the purchase amount scale is 8 plus, which is extreme. A direct numeric confirmation of the skewed we predicted back in module 3, and that in the slide now, if you remember, and it's the same handful of outliers doing the damage. This is worth remembering. A few outliers can visually flatten an entire histogram, which is itself a useful diagnostic, not just an annoyance. So now the categorical side region, you can go for that now. But looking at this case card again, you can see how it look like. You can see this now. So, all right. So if you run the to see the region, all right, you can see the region. This region. How it look like by region. So we have a north, east, south, and west. So for region, you can see the northern region having the highest numbers. Okay. Then we also have bivariate analysis, two variables, one relationships. Now we are having does age relate to purchase? The 320 rows we have now in our clean data, rather than the side decks illustrative we did previously, you can actually look for a pattern this time. So let's plot a figure and see how the pattern look like. So here we are having here age versus purchase now amount by chunk status, chunk yes and no. You can see here this color for yes and for no. You can see them here. So this so this show that there is no correlation actually. It's very obvious. But let's check also by plotting the numbers. So by computing the numbers. So here correlation here you can just copy the variable. You can give any name you like. So our data frame is our data set now. We are selecting age correlated with the purchase amount. So we now print it out here. So we just call it because we want to use 3 decimal values, which is float. So we are using 0.3f. So if not, you have called this one only out, which will give us a long number. So, but we don't want a long number. So if we print this one out now, it give us 0.0343, which is shows that there's no correlation at all. So, but two things worth noticing anyway. The outlier dominate the S axis region. Can see the outlier dominate the y axis region. The same way they flatten the histogram the other time. So everything under $1,000, the vast majority of customers is squeezed into a thin band at the bottom. See them here. See. All right. So the second thing you must note the relation is essentially 0, approximately 0.04 age and purchase amount just don't move together in this data, which means there's no correlation between age and purchase amounts. A legitimate useful finding. Module 8, when we go to correlation in module 8, that will give us more way to state how confident we can be in a result like this, rather than eyeballing it. So the next one is to look for slicing by category, group analysis this time around. So average purchase amount group by region. This is the same chart from the module 1 and the module 3 slides. So now we compute a full data set instead of 6 rows or illustrative sample. So we run this first to see the group now. So by region, we see this region in the purchase. This region, these are purchase amounts now. Okay, the mean purchase of each region. We compute the mean of each region now for west, for south, east, north. Okay, So it's fed data. So just create a variable and say df dot group by region, purchase amount dot main, sort value. So ascending order. All right, it's equal to false. So which means that you going to use the sending order automatically. So now we have a plot. Now let's plot it also. So you can see the plot here. So that's a number, that's a plot. Western, you can see west here is having more, right? So that's a group. So say better tool for outlier is the box plot. Okay, the mean above is still influenced by those same extreme outliers. Okay, a box plot viewed conceptually in the module 2 handles this far more gracefully than the histogram or scatter plot. So because it is built around the media and quarters rather than the mean. So I'm going to plot histogram for it as well to see how they are distributed. You can see here purchase amount spread by region. See this outliers here. So west, north, south, north, and east. Right. So notice the difference. The box for every region where most customer actually see it is still clearly readable, with outliers shown as individual points rather than stretching the whole axis. This is exactly why the choosing the right chart slides recommends box plot for comparing distributions across groups, especially once outliers are in the picture. You can see by the outlier, box plot, we're able to observe the outliers. So let's do two groups now. Two groups, categorical now this time around. So we are looking at a churn by region. Okay, so we run this now. You can see churn here, which is a yes or no, and we are seeing region. So these are yes or no now. Churn, no churn. So we have our data here. So we can plot the chart also. So you can see the chart here. Churn rate by region. Okay, so you can also do the correlation if you want. So you can see our correlation at once. So and the churn rate looks fairly similar across region. It's 22-29%. The west a little higher. Whether that gap is real effect or just noise is exactly the kind of question a formal test we ask. Okay, module 6 and 7 we handle that gracefully. So depending on what data we support, so it is built to answer. So that is what we'll be doing more in module 6 and 7. Now, all relationship at once. Now let's do that together by running the this one. So you can see our relation now. You can see that diagonal here, right? That you can see. So this is active, not active, and so on. Let's see yes or no. So if we plot the relation, this map, you can see how it looks like. This age, this purchase amount, you can see. So if you state there's no correlation actually. So that was very clear from the chart there. Okay. All right. So nothing here is strongly correlated. The strongest relationship is weak, -1 between is active and purchase amount minus 0.15. That is a legitimate EDA finding too. Sometimes the honest answer is we didn't find a strong relationship, which is obvious from the chart here, and that is worth knowing before we build anything more complex on top of this data. So reading what we see now, revising the outlier, so we can everything chart is in this notebook was shaped by the same 7 rows we had. Let's look at them directly one more time, so we can just look at our action. And so this is our data again. We can run it again. You can see summarize the region and the rest of them. So no obvious pattern jumps out. They are spread across region, age, and both churn status, and that is a useful negative result. Whatever is driving these 7 large purchases, it doesn't look like an artifact of region or churn. It is exactly the kind of loose end EDA supposed to surface. So even without resolving it. So this is what we have covered so far to see our data in different patterns. Okay. So what I've done the card, so we are working on our clean data set which we created earlier. So we confirm the module 2 cleaning help up. So 0 missing values, 0 duplicates. We look at the invariant shape, age, symmetry, symmetric, and how it look like. We look at the purchase also. That is not that is assembly right skewed, right? Using Instagram to do that, which we explained previously. Using our favorite method using number. When it is a number, we use histogram. Remember that. So there's a skewness greater than 8 here. Okay. We check also bivariate relationship, each versus purchase amount. This correlation is 0.05. So you can plug in your data set and do that. You can also plug in the main data set we supposed to use before, which is the IBM telco. You can download it and plug it in. So I already given the link for that in my previous video, so you can download the dataset and plug it in directly to check. You can see different. You'll see different patterns automatically because that is different, little bit different from the one we curated. Okay, so we also do a group by region, find the real spread in average purchase amount. Then we saw a box plot handle the same outliers far more gracefully than the histogram and scatter plot. Right, so we compare categorical by categorical, which is group by group. The churn rate per region fairly flat with a slightly higher rate in the West. We scanned every relationship at once with a correlation map, nothing strongly correlated as we saw. They came back to the outliers directly to no obvious pattern behind it. So the next point we are going to be dealing with descriptive statistics. We're going to first look at it first from the perspective of the explanation, introduction, then we can move to implementation. So thank you so much for joining for today. We see you in the next class. Bye for now.